When was the last time you truly stopped? Not paused to think, not rested because you were tired, but stopped without a reason. Most days are shaped by motion. Small motions, large ones. Even when the body is still, something inside continues to hurry. You move from room to room, from thought to thought, from one moment into the next, and rarely, almost never, do you arrive anywhere fully. So let this be a quiet question, asked without demand. What happens when nothing moves at all? Not forever, not even for long, just long enough to notice. Ancestral context. There was a time when standing still was not a practice. It was simply part of being human. People stood at thresholds before entering a home. They stood in fields at first light. They stood at dusk when the day loosened its grip. No one called it grounding. No one named it mindfulness. They stood because something in them knew to. A body would pause before crossing, before speaking, before beginning again. Stillness was not separate from life, it was woven into it. And though the world has learned to move faster, that knowing has not disappeared. It waits quietly beneath habit. Why 1 minute matters. 1 minute is not a sacred number. It is a human one. Long enough to feel unfamiliar, short enough to remain gentle. A minute does not demand endurance. It does not require resolve. It simply asks that you stay. Long enough for the surface of things to settle. Not long enough to turn effort into strain. In 1 minute, nothing dramatic needs to occur. The value is not in what happens, but in the fact that you remained. Why the same time each day matters. Choosing the same moment each day is not about discipline. It is about recognition. You are not training yourself. You are meeting yourself. At that hour, the body remembers. The day remembers. And without words, something begins to say, "Ah, you are here again." Morning or evening, before sleep or after waking, it does not matter which. What matters is the quiet agreement. We will return to this place together. Not to improve it, not to change it, simply to arrive. How to do the practice. There's nothing to prepare. Stand wherever you are, in a room, by a window, outside, if that is where you find yourself. Do not adjust your posture. Do not correct your breathing. Do not hold your body in any particular way. Let the weight fall as it wishes. You are not performing stillness. You are allowing it. Arms can rest where they naturally settle. Eyes may remain open or soften closed. And for 1 minute, you do nothing at all, not even watching, just standing. At first, perhaps nothing, or rather, nothing that asks to be named. By the third day, some notice a softening, a loosening in places they did not realize were held, a slight quiet between thoughts. Not silence, just more space. By the 7th day, the minute may feel different from the first. Not longer, not shorter, simply familiar. Some sense the room more clearly, the weight of their feet, the air resting on the skin. Others notice small things later, a gentler response, a pause before reacting, a feeling of having already arrived somewhere before the day begins. These are not goals. They are not signs of success. They are just what sometimes happens when nothing is asked. Reassurance. If you feel nothing, that is enough. If the minute feels restless, that is enough. If thoughts come, if thoughts go, that is enough. There is nothing to achieve here, nothing to correct, nothing to fix. Stillness is not impressed by effort. It does not reward belief. It meets you exactly as you are. And whether the minute feels full or empty, you have not done it wrong. You have simply stood. Closing invitation. For 7 days, return to this quiet agreement. Stand, remain, leave when the minute has passed. Say nothing about it even to yourself. And watch, not for change, but for what rearranges itself when nothing is done, because stillness has never been an escape from life. It is one of the places where life quietly finds its way back into order. You do not need to search for it. You only need to stop long enough to remember that it has always been here.